What's up, party people? Today's flick review is of a movie that's still in theaters. The movie I'm talking about today is 2020's Underwater. It's January. It's considered, based on the reviews and everything, a January dumping ground movie. I'm going to go ahead and tell you those people are wrong. You need to see this movie, and let me tell you why. From what I've been hearing about it and what I've been able to read on it, the film was actually shot in 2017 and I guess just sat at 20th Century Fox for a couple years, and now that the Disney buyout happened, they just put it out there because it's already done. We'll make a quick buck. From what I'm hearing, it's also not making a quick buck. It's making a buck, but it might break into double-digit bucks by the time it leaves theaters in 2 weeks. The reviews aren't good. The critics don't seem to like it. The audiences don't seem to like it. Those people are all wrong. Every one of them. It is a quality piece of cinema, of entertaining cinema, that I'm sad we don't get more of. Is it derivative of other movies? Yes. Yes, it is. You can watch the trailer, and you'll probably think the exact same thing I did. Hey, it's Ridley Scott's Alien, but underwater instead of space. And you're not wrong for thinking that. It shares a lot of moments in common. It shares that kind of sci-fi horror vibe in common. The production design is very Ridley Scott Alien universe. Ironically, a lot of Prometheus, but I think that's just because future tech needs to look better. Alien doesn't look futuristic anymore. Buttons? Who puts buttons on things? Apparently NASA does. If you guys look at the cockpit of a space shuttle, is it derivative of a bunch of monster movies from the late 90s, early 2000s? Oh, yes. I'm not saying that it's the most original thing to ever hit cinemas, but it's very entertaining. It's 90 minutes! What happened to people just having fun for 90 minutes? It's a spooky underwater sci-fi horror movie for 90 minutes. It kills 90 minutes of your life and you're not going to hate it. Why does every movie now have to be groundbreaking? We've never experienced anything like this. It's changing the face of cinema. Why? It doesn't have to do that. Sometimes it can just be a 90-minute entertainment piece. One of the biggest marks against the movie in a lot of people's eyes is its star. The one, the only, the Kristen Stewart. I know what you're thinking. Bella Swan, mouth breather, awkward in interviews. I get it. She is. But she's also a very talented actress and does a very good job here. Bella Swan was a hard role. It's hard to play something with no personality. That's from source material to script. She's great in Panic Room, which I've discussed briefly in another review. She's good in Snow White and the Huntsman, another entertaining movie that 5 people on planet Earth saw. She plays a mechanic who's on this underwater base when things start going wrong, and she's one of the only people who can work with the machinery to get the couple of survivors where they need to go. She's critical. She's Ripley. She's a buzz-cut Ripley. Speaking of something that I've seen people complain about in reviews of the trailer when it came out, and several reviews in the thing, various things online, is Kristen Stewart's character's hair in this movie. It's a bleach blonde buzz cut. Yeah, it looks weird. But I'm going to admit, it works. She's got the right face for it. And, quite frankly, it's a tactical haircut in her situation. It makes perfect sense for this character. If you're playing a mechanic who's going to be putting on these big underwater scuba suit things that look like power armor from some sort of sci-fi with one of those big Ridley Scott big dome helmets, you know what you probably don't want if you're going to be moving in various, whatever the underwater equivalent of 0G is? You're not going to want a lot of hair movement. So, it's a tactical thing. It makes sense. It works. And as my wife pointed out, her character is going through grief of losing a significant other. Some chicks shave their head when they have this happen. Emotions are weird things. Why are you judging a character on this? Who cares? Who cares? But the aspect of Underwater that I want to talk about the most, the part that won me over and made me love, love, love this movie beyond the facts that it was only 90 minutes. Thematically, philosophically, and in monster design, Underwater is an H.P. Lovecraft story. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't remember H.P. Lovecraft writing any Mariana Trench stories. It doesn't have to be based off a specific Lovecraft story. It's more in tone. It has a very I hate using nihilism, because nihilism isn't... I don't think of Lovecraft when I think of nihilism. Even though some people say it is. That's not really what I think of. The movie is entirely in a situation where the world you're in is out to get you. It is harsh, it is unsurvivable, and things that you pale in comparison to, that you're just that insignificantly behind, are around you and moving and manipulating things, and you're just unfortunately there for the ride. Oh, and at the end, Cthulhu shows up. It's a slight design change. I don't remember Cthulhu having, at least in any of the depictions I've ever seen, having a big wide open mouth and a whole lot of teeth, but the rest of the design and where he shows up and what it's doing is straight up Cthulhu. Hollywood made a Cthulhu movie. A movie where Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft's ultimate... literally, they made this guy big and scary in an $80 million movie that Disney put out to be a big underwater creature who is rising from the depths to wreak havoc on humanity. And nobody seems to catch it. Nobody cares about it. No, it's got cheesy dialogue, and it feels like a monster movie from the 90s/early 2000s. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. I don't see anybody else pooping on Anaconda. You all know you enjoyed it. But I'm sitting in that theater watching this big, gargantuan creature, and lights finally hit it, and it's like, it's Cthulhu! The fact that anything references H.P. Lovecraft's incredible vision of literature warms my soul. But seeing Cthulhu, or a Cthulhu-esque creature, but I'm still going with it was literal Cthulhu. Seeing Cthulhu show up, and never get called that, but we knew. We knew what it is. Heck, the underdrawing platform might as well have just drilled into Relay, because that's pretty much what they insinuate. And hey, now Cthulhu's up and ready to go wreak havoc. Best movie of the year so far. Doesn't say too much, seeing as how it's the only movie I've seen, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, at the end of the year, when I sit down to possibly do a top 10, it's going to be hard to move this one down the list. The rest of this year's got to be real good, or something else is going to have to give me Cthulhu or something better, because... Woo! An enjoyable sci-fi horror 90-minute feature with tense situations, H.P. Lovecraftisms, literal Cthulhu, and a dude's pressure suit depressurizing and getting yanked through his helmet that the rest of the characters would have to walk through because it's underwater. It's a great movie. Skip all the other reviews. Pay the money, go see the movie, you'll enjoy it. It's a fun 90 minutes. And if you're watching this when it's already on Blu-ray or streaming service, watch it. It's 90 minutes of your life. You waste that on Facebook. Have a good time. Cthulhu's in a Hollywood movie. Yeah! Yes, I highly recommend Underwater. You should definitely watch it.